I'm Kristin Star, and this extremely ridiculously belatedly is my video for day number 137 of my Song a Day project. And the song that I'm doing is Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm towing my car, there's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Hey now, don't let them win. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Hey now, don't let them win. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. That was my rendition of Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. And I did not decide how to end that until I was doing so. I had done it differently in practice. Like, don't dream it's over. But I thought it was better the other way. But I did sort of do my own thing in the ending there and, mix things around a bit. It's a very good song. I didn't realize it was from '86. I thought it was a little more recent than that. But, I knew the general era. But, and I hadn't thought of it for my project, but it came back into my head the other day, and it had come into my head recently, because like a month or two ago, my parents were out somewhere in a store, and they heard it, because that is one of those kind of songs that they play on, like, store music, I guess, which is not me putting it down. It just happens to be one of those songs that you hear sometimes. It is a good song, and a lot of them are not. But anyway, my parents called me up, and they're like, "Who does this song?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Crowded House." And I actually do have a Crowded House CD, but it had slipped my mind that, I might want to do that song for this project. It is a really good song. Really interesting lyrics, too. How apropos is this in the world today? In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. How many people turn a blind eye to things? It's ridiculous. But anyway, so that's not the only version of that I know. Sixpence, None the Richer, the band who did that "So Kiss Me" song that was used in She's All That, also did a rendition of that. Apparently that was apparently in 2001. And I think that's the one that was used on the show Smallville. I had remembered hearing this song on there, and earlier today my mom said this song will always make her think of Smallville. And earlier, I think it was that rendition, though, and that has female vocals as opposed to male vocals, like on the original. But I think that might have actually been where I originally heard the remake, was on Smallville, and I like looked it up or whatever. I did not watch the first few seasons of Smallville when it was new. I think my mom and I started watching it when they brought the reruns to ABC Family, and then we picked up with it and like bought the DVDs and stuff and caught up by like the 100th episode. So we caught up by the season that was like halfway through the series. But anyway, regardless, yeah, there was a scene I think in like the Talon or whatever that place was called, with Lana and Clark, I guess, and they were playing that song. I also remember seeing on that show that they used to have these sparkling juice beverages that I used to get when I was a kid. They sold them in the Talon, but I think that's because the show was filmed in Canada and they were Canadian. But anyway, so both renditions of the song are very good, and apparently there have been others as well, and now there's another. Yeah, both are different, but both are good. Kind of like with the Tears for Fears and Gary Jules, Michael Andrews versions of Mad World. Both are good in their own ways. And sort of the same with Roxette and DHT's versions of Listen to Your Heart. Both of those are songs I've done previously in my project. But although Roxette's is better in my opinion in that regard. But anyway, I think I'd actually heard the remake of that one first, but I'm not sure. But so anyway, very good song, and makes me think of Tears for Fears a bit too. And apparently Crowded House had at least one other popular song that I'm familiar with. I hadn't remembered that until I saw it like on the side when I was watching the video. But anyway, cool song, pretty good lyrics, like I said, some really pertinent things there. And yeah, I would have sounded a lot better on it if I had done it earlier when I wanted to. This is like the worst schedule I've ever been on with my video. And part of it is because I really wanted to do it earlier, which still would have been a bad schedule, but I keep getting so congested lately when I'm sleeping. I think it's because I don't elevate my head sometimes. And so it takes me hours to like sound better, to be able to sound better, and to even really be able to hear myself reasonably well. And so I had fallen asleep for a bit. I woke up and I was trying to stay awake so that like I'd get unclogged, and then I fell back asleep and like undid it all. And I woke up really, really late and was really congested all over again. And I waited a little while, but I really didn't want to push things any later because, like I said, this is like the worst schedule I've ever been on. I mean, most people are through their Saturday and I'm still on my Friday. But I'm kind of nuts in that regard. But I mean, I guess it's not incredibly important when I'm filming these as long as it's one video per day, as stated in, my original proposal for the project. But proposal is not exactly the right word, but mission statement. And I'm probably the only one who fixates on that, but I am just on a terrible schedule. It's ridiculous. And I did sound much better when I was practicing this, and I can do much better on this song, I think. But hopefully it didn't sound bad. It's hard for me to even hear how it sounds because my ears are still like really clogged. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so hopefully it sounded good regardless. I think I sounded like I was straining a little bit, but hopefully that wasn't too evident. And this is like the third time I've had to try to do the end of this video, more or less, because my camera is like doing funky things. For a relatively new camera, it's kind of a piece of junk. But anyway, I was doing the video at first, and I knew I had one battery bar when I started, but usually that'll last me. And then the camera, lens went in, and I was like, ah, darn. So I switched batteries. Backup battery, really great idea. Always have one charged. But and they can be really inexpensive too, although I have multiple ones now from previous cameras, because like I've mentioned, I go through a lot of cameras. I have a dropping problem. But anyway, and in the case of my dad's camera, a dropping in water problem. which is awful. And I still haven't replaced it. I feel very bad about that. But they don't make his camera anymore, and the newer ones have too much fancy stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, and that's kind of what slows this camera down, is all the bells and whistles, I think. But anyway, yeah, and then I was filming again. I had like 4 minutes left, and I was totally within the time range. I finished up, I look, and it's on standby instead of record, and it has a minute left. I'm like, what, was I not moving enough? Did it think I was recording nothing? It just shut itself off? Ay, ay, ay. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm rambling much more than I would have. See, don't you wish my camera had worked in the first place? You wouldn't have had to hear all this. But anyway, so, yeah, I hope the song didn't sound bad. I hope it sounded fine. I think it sounded pretty good. But anyway, once again, that was my rendition of Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House for day 137 of my Song a Day project. As always, thanks for listening, and please check back often. I'm Kristin Star. Peace. There's Charlotte and Leonardo. Hi, Charlie. She complains a lot. And you might be able to see Bunny, too. I think Jake's out there somewhere as well. That's hard to see from this deck. Anyway, thanks again for listening. Bye.